maybe it's an investment property versus your own personal home, a single family, there are some different things you have to keep in mind, like keeping track of the rent and the security deposits and the utilities and all of these factors.
Hey guys, Cameron Stewart here with eXp Realty in Rome, New York, serving all of your residential real estate needs here in the Mohawk Valley. I am talking with Colin LaReaux again today from Goldbas LaReaux Attorneys at Law in downtown Utica. Colin, how are you this fine morning?
I'm doing very well, Cameron. How about yourself? Thanks for having me.
I'm hanging in there. It's always a pleasure to have you. Folks, today we're talking about 5 seller tips if you're considering selling your home in the Mohawk Valley. Okay, from a real estate attorney's perspective, Colin is out here every day closing deals in the Utica, Rome area. He's going to give you his 5 seller tips if you're preparing to sell your home, what you should do, what you should understand beforehand so you can be proactive and not get hung up in the closing process. Colin, what is it? 5 seller tips. What are they?
Sure. So number 1, get an agent. Right. We all know that agents work on commission, real estate agents that are working on commission. You may think you're saving yourself a ton of money because you don't have to pay this professional to sell your house. You can take your photos yourself, put them online. From what I'm seeing in the market these days, from what we see with our clients, is the agents know what to do, how to list your home, how to make it attractive to the right buyers. And they may increase the purchase price by 15%. And so you paid them 6% to get 15. Well, you made 9%. I'm just making up numbers here, right? But we call it throwing money to chase pennies, right? So you're potentially losing money by not getting a professional involved. So number 1, unless somebody comes up with the best offer you've ever heard of in cash, my advice would be get an agent. Number 2, understand that if you're selling a multifamily, right, maybe it's an investment property versus your own personal home, a single family, there are some different things you have to keep in mind, like keeping track of the rent and the security deposits and the utilities and all of these factors, because your new buyer, your new investor potentially is going to need to see those. If they're getting financing, they're going to need to see the rent rolls. They're going to want to verify that the tenants have been paying. Especially now with COVID going on and all of these requirements and preventions from evictions, right? So if you have tenants that haven't been paying for a year, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get a buyer to come in and want to take the place. That being said, maybe you just want to wash your hands of it and you're willing to take a little bit less, but you may not get a premium price if you have the tenants that haven't been paying. So keep that in mind. Again, it's a hot market, right? People are throwing money at places that maybe they wouldn't have a year ago. So, get proactive, be efficient in getting all your documents together. So another tip, you get an attorney and your attorney says, all right, here's what we need from you. They're not telling you that for fun, right? They need your abstract of title. They need proof of the liens you have on the house, of mortgages. They want to see that you've paid your taxes, that the water bill is paid. These are the things that can really hold up a closing when you get closer and closer and your attorney is still saying, we need that abstract of title. It's got to be updated. We need, proof that your tenants have paid if you have tenants. We want to see that, everything is up to snuff and we're ready to go. So get things together, get your financing in order, make sure everything is paid. Know that you can speed up or slow these down, right? So we always talk about speeding up closings. Maybe you're a seller and you say, look, I'm moving to Idaho and they can't get me in there for 4 months. Well, your contract can say we won't close for 4 months, right? It's your contract, your home. You can put a lot of conditions in there, right? You can require that until you are able to find suitable housing, you're not closing on this sale of your home. So there's different things you can do, different contingencies you can put in there. And then again, we have contingencies to speed things up or slow them down, right? So imagine you are moving to another state and you don't want to sell your current home because you're living in it with your kids and they're still in school and you're not moving for 3 months when the school year ends, right? Your contract can call for a closing no earlier than maybe July 1st, right? So you can buy yourself some time by putting that in the contract, slowing things down a bit, right? So yeah, we can speed them up by removing contingencies. We can speed them up by accepting only cash offers. We can slow them down by putting contingencies in based on your particular needs.
Awesome. So folks, there you have it. 5 seller tips from a real estate attorney's perspective here in the Mohawk Valley. And I'll go over them one last time. Get an agent. Selling a multifamily house is different than selling a single family house. Okay. Do what your attorney needs you to do. Okay. They're not asking, they need your help. Number 4, you can control some of the speed of the closing as the seller. And number 5, understand your contingencies and what you might need in your contract, okay? And that will help you get a leg up on the closing process as a seller. So Colin, thanks so much for joining me today. How do people get a hold of you if they need to?
Sure. Goldbas LaReaux Attorneys at Law, 185 Genesee Street in downtown Utica. We're in the Adirondack Bank building on the 9th floor. My email, Colin, C-O-L-I-N, @goldbaslaw.com, and our phone number, 315-724-2248.
Folks, I can always be reached at 315-351-2765. That's my direct cell phone number. You can log on to www.homesbycameron.com. And Colin, thanks for joining me today. Folks, stay tuned. We have more videos coming up with Colin, getting some more information from the real estate attorney's perspective here in the Mohawk Valley. We hope to speak to you guys soon.
Thanks a lot, Cameron.